Everybody, welcome back to the YouTube channel. It's a cold one tonight, but that's not going to stop us from getting some work done on the Miata. What do you need? An extension cord. I need some warmth. It is chilly. It is like 10 degrees outside and started snowing, and the best part about it is yesterday it was what, 75?
Yeah, he just likes to cry, and it's actually 12 degrees. Don't let him cheat himself.
Yesterday was warm, today is cold. Anyways, so we are back on the Miata tonight. Left off, we were working on this side, and me and Joe are going to go ahead and knock out that side, and then we're going to make the windshield hoop, the halo hoop, the belt bar, door bar, the inner down bars, and go from there. All right, because it's a little colder tonight, we're going to have the heat going a little more than usual, so we'll be doing more time lapses and just kind of maybe do some voiceovers, tell you what's going on. But it's chilly, so I'm turning on the heat. Well, here is the passenger side. As you'll notice, we did trim the windshield. I asked Preston if I could cut this to get this to clock in better, because as we see on the driver's side, there's this lip that kicks out and it causes it to just doesn't flow as well. So over here we tucked it in, and now it flows beautifully. And we'll do a little work here on this to patch that back up and clean it up. But yeah, so that's on there now. And there's that to kind of oof that. See the lines there. All right, in the last video, we had some discussion about the driver's side A-pillar bar and where it goes back right there. Well, hold on. There. This bar right here. And the way I had it planned out in my head and everything, it makes sense and it flows, but people wanted it better. So we listened. I went ahead and made some adjustments on the passenger side like I was just showing you so it tucks better. And I'm going to adjust the driver's side to match. So as we see here, here's how the bar flows now. Like we were just talking, it sits a little lower, the bend's a little higher up here. Again, because there needs to be adequate headroom. If I put the bend down here, it's going to lower the bar down by, shoot, almost 4 inches. Now, this is 90 degrees, close to 90. I see that there. And it comes off, it's parallel with the floorboards. I didn't really think that was much of an issue, but again, after a lot of feedback, the way I originally was going to do it with a little bit higher and then it kicked down, because mainly I was wanting to avoid cutting the windshield here. But Preston said cut it, so we cut it. And now, looks a little different. So hopefully, you guys will be happy with that.
I'm happy. You stole all the Sharpies again, didn't you?
So now we'll make this door bar, the harness bar. I don't know what's next after that. I think we'll do the halo bar or the front bar, one of the two. Yep, he's gonna make that bar. And I'm gonna go over a couple things here that I'm working on. Debating a few changes, but we'll keep you posted.
You didn't bend up the other A-pillar yet, did you? Oh,
That's
so
what
it
I was
is?
talking about. I said I checked it all out. Even the lines are.
Oh, but you haven't notched it yet.
Hold on, wait for you. Grab the pin. Oh, ha. How's it fitting, Joe?
Pretty close. We could take a little bit off.
That's a little tall.
Yeah, it's a little tall. But I'd rather be a little tall than a little short.
You can always cut some off. But notches are on point. Cool. Alright, so we'll come back to this. Let's finish modifying the driver's A-pillar main tube.
Okay.
Get it matching the passenger, and we can start making some more stuff.
Checking on Daniel. What's going on?
Oh, well, had an idea for the front spreader bar, and so far I think it's all even. We did 4 bends to kind of give it a little character. It works.
Actually, looks pretty cool.
I had an idea for here to here, and it actually looks pretty even.
Yeah. Let's see how it sits in the car.
That's actually not bad at all. I like it. That is...
That's perfect.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty, dude. As with all things, this car is being a little frustrating, and these A-pillar lines are just not coming together the way I want. So we made this roof bar because we want to try a couple things. But the thing that's frustrating us is we have 1 bend and 2 bends that they're clocked. And so we're trying to figure some stuff out, and I'm just not happy with just a few things that are going on here. So I'm going to sleep on a couple things.
Not literally.
What?
Not literally.
Yeah, I'm literally going to think about this overnight and come back to it tomorrow, because I'm just not... There's just some things that aren't working here. I mean, this is a bit frustrating, and I've got to figure it out. So I am going to go sleep on this, and this is where we're at, by the way. So A-pillars are in, they're level across, much square, and we were working on a few things, and just, again, I'm not happy with how it's coming together. I mean, I don't know. Structurally, it's there. This is still bugging me. Yeah. So anyways, Joe won't be here tomorrow, so let's say goodbye to Joe. Bye. All right, let's fast forward to tomorrow, and it is actually colder. My truck says it's 5 degrees outside, so that is awesome. I don't see my breath though, so that's really weird. I think it dried out. Anyway, so Joe and I and Preston, we've been talking, and we are just hitting a couple snags with the Miata cage. So to get my brain clear, we're going to take a break from that for the rest of this video. I'm going to work on the Ultra4. There's actually a few things I've been wanting to do on it to kind of redesign some more work on the front end. We already did some stuff, but we want to make it better. So I'm going to work on that for the rest of this video. And now I'm going to go cut the front end of the car. Okay, all joking aside, I'm literally going to cut some tubes off the front end of the car. So one thing, there's just a couple things about this. This is our first IFS, so there's definitely some changes and different things we've discussed. But the first thing that I told Joe I want to change is down here. While it may not be a big significance, this tube right here on the bulkhead, the way it comes down, gives a very flat front end. The problem with this is you hit a rock, and that's a very hard stopping point. Now that we have everything in here and we see where it's going, we're actually going to cut the tube back there and give it a nice sweeping angle. So what that'll do is when it hits a rock, instead of stopping hard, it'll cause it to glide over it much easier, and it's just gonna be better. So I'm gonna do that. And then we're also talking about up here a little bit changing, but we haven't fully decided if we're doing anything, because I'm still just, I don't know, the way the sway bar is right here, it just kind of sticks out, and I don't know. We're debating a bunch of stuff, as always, but we're going to start getting back on this. We've got to get this thing done. We've got to get out testing, tuning, and really start putting some work in on this guy. So we'll be coming back to the Ultra 4. And then also just a quick update on the 4458 car. We ordered a Holley EFI for this, as well as a Switch Pros, and we'll kind of explain more about why we're switching in another video, but we're going to be rewiring the whole car and just changing a bunch of stuff and simplifying a bunch of things on this car that will make it more reliable and better car. So we'll keep you posted on that. But for the rest of this video, we are going to be on the Ultra 4. Oh, and if you're new to the channel and you haven't heard this car, this thing is insane. It's a fully forged 408 with twin superchargers. They're Torque Storm superchargers, and then they go in this beautiful 8-to-1 exhaust. If you don't know what that sounds like, check out the video. I'll post a link up here. Go check that out. This car just sounds ridiculous. I can't wait to hear it outside under load and a full rip, get it on the dyno, and I think you're going to enjoy it. So go check out that video. But I'm going to get going on the front end of this car. They say timing is everything, and right as I cut this off, my phone just started blowing up, and why is my battery dead? I think this cold is killing my batteries. Anyways, so as I was saying, my phone just was blowing up, and we have been invited to an event with this car, the Ultra 4, and we have to be there February 29th. Can't say exactly what it is pertaining to, but we've got to kind of rearrange some stuff because it's a pretty big deal. So we have to have the car done as soon as possible. So I'm going to talk to Preston. We may have to delay the Miata. We have to delay some stuff on the Miata because we've got to get the Ultra 4 done. Wow, I wish I would have known that before I started cutting it apart. I guess I better get this thing done. So with that said, just keep watching. I can't tell you what the event is, but I tell you it's in California, and there's some famous people there, so it's going to be awesome, like really famous. So anyways, I guess I'm going to get back to work putting this thing together, and I'm going to call Joe, Preston, a bunch of other people, and kind of make sure everything's copacetic and everything's solid. So I'm going to get back to work and keep following along. I can't wait to tell you guys what this is about. You're just going to have to wait. So sorry, but I promise you it's a big deal. And it involves this car. It involves smoke, jumps, and other things that are epic. All right, as you saw, I cut that bottom section out. I can already see the line that it's going to follow. It's going to look great. So now I've got to finish cleaning up the bottom of that tube, the front of that tube, and then shape the bottom pieces. I'm going to cut them, notch them, and put them in. So it's pretty straightforward. One side done. Well, that part of this adventure is now over. I got this ground. Oh, forgot about that tab. I pulled these tabs off to give me a little more access with the grinder. So now I'm going to clean that up and then cut some tubes and start getting this measurement done. And you can, like I said, already see the angle that's going to have now. It's going to be a much better approach angle that will want to slide over rocks versus stopping on them. Well, I have been grinding and well, grinding some more. Isn't that exciting? But I got a piece done. And by the way, this video is brought to you by Monster Energy Drink. Not really, but it's delicious. Email me for endorsement deals. But in the world in which we live, I got a piece done. So that goes there. Kind of hard to hold with one hand. That goes there. So got that notched, and this is all 180 wall, so it's pretty thick. Yeah, it's pretty thick. 1 3/4 180 wall. So we've got some nice bevels for the weld to really flow into, and then we'll put some big gussets on this. But essentially, it's going to sit right there. Now check out that approach angle. It's not a wall, and that, once we have a good skid on there and everything, should glide over rocks much easier. What do you think? I've got the passenger side done. Okay, what would be the passenger, because my passenger in this car is a radiator. So I'm going to go on and do the driver's side now. We'll get that done. We'll get these tacked in place. And basically that's going to be it. We won't go final burn. I'll put 4 good tacks on there to hold everything together, because we still got to make our steering bracket, because here's our there we go, there's our rack and pinion, and the steering bracket has to come down and underneath here because it bolts on. You can kind of see here, I don't know if you can get in there, it bolts on there and there because the bolt goes through there, and then it comes down, wraps there, and then the Heim's actually attached down here. So I'm going to get the other side duplicated and we'll go from there. And just like that, we have a better approach angle. As we were before, that was almost straight up and down. That was just unacceptable for what we wanted to do. And I'm really happy with how this all came together and how well it flows. Got both sides tacked up there, and I'm just gonna leave these tacked until I do the steering, because that's a tight spot there and we got to make sure everything's gonna fit accurately. Yeah, we're gonna hope that fits there. So if there's any issues, I can just cut the tacks off up there and I can reassess. But I think we're gonna be fine. I think it's high enough that it won't be an issue, but as always, we just got to gotta test and find out. So at this point, I gotta figure out where we're going next, but again, you can see the angle is so much better than it was before. Miata, we love you, buddy, but we're gonna have to take a little break from you on this, and we'll come back to you. We'll discuss with Preston what we're gonna do and go from there. Ultra4, you're about to get a lot of love, Medusa. And if you didn't know, this rig's name is Medusa. We just wanted the baddest of them all, and when we were talking, my mom actually came up with the name Medusa. She was like, you should call it Medusa. You know, she was just evil, nothing could compete with her, and it's just kind of the name that was out there in the air. And then I went down to Jordan Townsend's shop, and when I picked up the exhaust, he was bringing it out, and he called it Medusa. And so there was two different people that brought up the name Medusa, so we adopted it, and now this rig is called Medusa. Well, all right, like I said, we're jumping around a little bit, and just right in the middle of shooting this video, our plans have changed. I've talked to Joe now, and we are go for, I wish I could tell you, but it's gonna be awesome. And as you can tell, it's really cold in here. It is 0 degrees outside, like literally it's 0. And yeah, so we need insulation. But anyways, so we're gonna be working on getting this Ultra4 done. It is now project number 1 on our list. And with that, the amount of work we're gonna be doing in a short amount of time, guess what? You get more videos. So we're gonna be shooting a lot more videos and uploading very frequently, because February 29th is just a few weeks away. So we have a substantial amount of work, and as you can see, I got right on it already tonight, and we're just gonna be moving. If you're excited about that, make sure you give us a big thumbs up below. Shoot us something in the comments. Tell us what you think of what we're doing. If you don't like the Miata cage, cool. We did listen. I rebuilt that A-bar, so it was, or the A-pillar bar, because you guys, a lot of you commented and told me that it didn't look good. So I said, okay, and I rebuilt it. And I'm still not happy with it. There's just something flowing funny. And so me and Preston are talking about that. We love your comments. We try and respond to all of them. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you get subscribed. We're already up to 41, like 4120. So we're about 400 subscribers away from our next giveaway. We're excited about that. So I gotta go now, but we'll see you guys next time. Joe's not here, so double fist bump for you and you.